been able to you know, determine, am I going to get camped on the macro site rather than the indoor site, which is not what you want, right, if you're deploying a DAS environment. And you can also use this to basically say, how close am I to those you know, tolerances? So I could be kind of close to it, maybe some changes in kind of power and whatever, and antennas, etc., could make a difference there. So being able to do that, macro ingress measurement as you're kind of going round, and being able to kind of do the service testing at the same time, that's really crucial. Now, backhaul service quality. So Sue always likes this when I put this slide up, because she was involved in the report from Strategy Analytics. But backhaul service quality, right? So we've done our location, we've done a kind of turn up, we've looked at our kind of RF and fibre and separate. Now we're in the kind of backhaul. 50% of customer dissatisfaction due to backhaul, says Strategy Analytics. All right. Now, backhaul architectures, of course, can be very different depending on the deployment, but they're often, particularly in a kind of small cell urban environment, in a kind of hub and spoke combination. And it's quite difficult to then get the visibility you need, both at kind of turn up deployment and as you're kind of assuring the service. Looking at ways to kind of embed instrumentation into this environment, where you can kind of economically manage that kind of quality of experience through the backhaul network, and being able to kind of do that at activation and performance monitoring through the port. So you can, for example, use embedded smart SMP type technology as your capture engine at each hop to get a kind of whole view of the backhaul. So if you've got your kind of front haul view, you've got your back haul view, you've got your service testing view, you're kind of in a good position, all right? And then kind of once you're kind of up and running, the question is, okay, I now need to kind of manage this kind of whole scaled network. So kind of how do I do that, and is it different? Well, things have evolved because there's so much kind of data out there in terms of kind of service records. The old way used to be you'd build a service record for kind of every call, and you base that basically on user plane and control plane. Now that really isn't practical anymore, given the kind of volume of traffic around. So there's much kind of smarter ways of kind of looking at this and doing it around KPIs, only building detailed information on things that failed, right, and building some KPI measurements on things that didn't fail, but were successful. So what this allows you to do is basically build a kind of customer experience model based on both control and user plane KPIs end to end. And if you think about, I've got kind of a picture of Spain here with representation, colour representation, where the colour can tell you is it good or bad, right? Red, bad, green, good. The number can tell you how many subscribers am I affecting, right? So big red circles, not good. And you want to again geolocate that information, drill down a bit more, into the details. So actually get specific, because now of course when you're in the kind of small cell environment, knowing what's kind of happening at macro level is not good enough, right? So you need to kind of get down to geographic supplications and analyse that kind of customer experience score at that close level. And then kind of when you're there, start to kind of view this around particular measurements or KPIs. So again, the old way would be you'd build a kind of multi-dimensional model and you'd ask it kind of questions, but they would be kind of static, right? In this environment, you need it to be dynamic. I think as the last kind of speakers were saying, that this kind of environment is changing every kind of second. So you need to be able to react to that. And being able to do that on a slice of thing, for example, I might want to look at voltage, right, in a particular small cell, or I might want to look across a particular region as to how the new iPhone 6 is doing. I might want to say there's an awful lot of issues with a particular iOS operating system, which is causing some downside to the service. So once you've got this kind of whole thing up and running, this allows you to dynamically kind of manage a broad and kind of highly scalable network. And then, if you really need to get down to the protocol test perspective, then you can do that at the kind of end, but 90% of the troubleshooting you need to do can be done on the KPIs before you get there. All right? Okay, so despite our few problems in the slides, that's me. Thank you.